Alright, so before this review begins, there's just something I need to tell you about, right? This film is doing a live screening with a Q&A with the director Ben Berman on the 19th of November, and you can book your tickets at this email address. The live Q&A is hosted by Louis Theroux, and it's in cinemas across the UK. So the film's being screened for the first time on the 19th of November. I think it's coming out in cinemas sometime after that as well. But it's live Q&A, you get to see the film, you get to ask questions to the director, and if you just look at the email address that's on the screen now, not just look at the email address, but actually go to the link, just don't stare at it, that'd be weird. So if you click on the email address that's on the screen, that will take you to the booking page and stuff like that, and you can find a cinema near you, and you can find out how you can be involved in that event. But me, I've just seen the film, so I'm going to get on with that review right now.
Nothing you're seeing is real. Can you trust anything that a magician does?
Do you remember the first email you ever sent to me?
No.
It's very short, very simple. So it ends with, if we just stick to the truth.
What's your point to this? What are you saying, Ben?
Put your hands together for Amazing Jonathan.
The Amazing Jonathan sort of deconstructed magic.
He was like a rebel magician. I loved him.
I performed in over 100 TV shows, made millions of dollars, and everything came crashing down when I was told I had a year to live. It's not a joke. So
before seeing this film, I knew nothing about the Amazing Jonathan. I knew nothing at all about him, and this is probably the best way, to be honest, to go in and see this film. Obviously, he's well known back in the day. I think the 80s and the 90s, he was like really big in Vegas. And then he finds out that he's got a heart condition. He's only got like 1 year to live. But 3 years later, after he's been diagnosed with having this heart condition, you find out he's decided to make a documentary about his life, I suppose his end of days. So at the beginning of this documentary, you find out how his life is 3 years after he's been diagnosed with having a heart condition, how he's living, how he's still got a drug addiction problem, and how he's coming out of retirement to do his final farewell tour. And when you do see his act on stage, again, I have nothing to compare it to, I haven't really seen his act, but it's very similar to what he was doing back in the day. There's a lot of repeat jokes. And I think by that point in this documentary, you're thinking, this is okay, it's going alright. But then, I can reveal this because it's revealed at the end of the trailer. A second documentary crew come in, and that just disrupts the whole documentary. It takes you, this story you think you're following with this deterioration of this magician, the story just goes in a whole new direction. And then there's a third problem, and there's a fourth problem as well. And when a second crew of documentary filmmakers come in, this is when you start seeing the Amazing Jonathan as this kind of villain, like the villain of the film. And you start sympathising more with the director, Ben. I really don't want to give too much away because there was so much, when I watched this film for the first time, it just took me in a whole different journey than what I was expecting. And because I would prefer that it has that same effect on you, I don't want to reveal too much at all. All I really want to say is that I was really pleased I watched this film. This film just took me on a roller coaster journey I was not expecting to happen. Just all the way through I was thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck? You're questioning the Amazing Jonathan pretty much all the way through the film. And if you do have an interest in film production, I think this will really interest you because it kind of sums up how competitive this industry is and how much of a strain this can put on someone. But the making of this film also puts strain on a friendship, a relationship between the director and the Amazing Jonathan as well. So it's also a story about friendship and trust. It is just a really well put together film, and it was just so unexpected. I think in the first 10 minutes I just thought it was going to be a run-of-the-mill documentary about this guy who's just on his last legs, but it doesn't go that way. And as much as I like documentary films, I'm not a major fan of documentary films, but I came away from this just absolutely blown away. It was so well done. And because it's a magic film, I feel I should end this review with my own little magic trick, which I learned when I was very, very young. Right, let me prepare. Okay. All right. So, this is it. See this? Magic.
I'm making a documentary on you.
the other documentary team was there.
So is it a race to get yours out first now?
Why don't you see how weird that is?
I do.
We both gonna kill each other.